Welcome back, everyone. You know who this is. We have Misty Fry, the owner of Sidekick Dog Training, with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
You brought your perfect little model child. This is Lily, who is graciously waking up with us this morning and doing such a good sit here. And she is decked out because you have a few different kinds of equipment on her to explain when it's appropriate to use what.
Right. So whenever, and it depends on the dog's problems.
Okay.
So you wouldn't bring a baseball bat to a tennis match.
Right.
You want to use the right equipment for the right purpose.
Okay.
So my three favorites, because we want to use the equipment for leverage, but we want to also teach the dog to do what they're supposed to do. Okay. So right at first when the dog's learning, we may need a little bit more leverage. Later on, we can transfer to something else.
Once they know the skills.
Right.
Okay.
And our ultimate goal would be, either just a harness or collar, but sometimes you got to, work through the process.
Okay, so what does Lily have on?
Okay, so Lily is wearing a gentle leader, the green piece of equipment. This is like putting a halter on a horse. It gives you leverage on the front end. And the gentle leader is really versatile. There's a couple other different styles, but this is kind of my go-to one, depending on the dog. And depending on how the dog is built, you're also going to change up what equipment you use. So if I had maybe a shepherd with a longer nose that didn't like stuff up here, I'm going to choose a halty.
Okay.
So it fits a little farther out. So I do adjustments depending on the dog.
And what kind of behavior is that helping her out with?
Okay, so you got to meet Lily outside a little bit ago, and Lily runs on jet fuel, and her go-to greeting, and I really haven't done the training, but it's go straight up in your face. So when you put this on the dog, you have leverage on the front end. You can keep them on the ground. You can keep them from pulling, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, and then so what's the next thing Lily's wearing?
So she's got a martingale collar on, which I like these because they have an action piece where if I have a hold of it or the leash is hooked to this D-ring, it tightens and it can't slip over their head.
Oh, okay.
So I've got a handle for one thing, but I'm also not going to lose my dog if they try to back out of the collar.
Yeah, because Lily has pretty short fur, but for some other dogs, what seems like a tight collar may not really be that tight once it gets over their fur.
Right, so they can wear it nice and comfortable, but then if you need it, you're not going to lose your dog. Some dogs have little teeny heads like her and a bigger neck.
Okay, and then we have a harness as well?
Right, so the harness, we've got a front attachment if we need more leverage. We also have a back attachment. But the biggest thing to think about when you're choosing equipment is don't restrict the dog's movement, because you can cause all kinds of problems with their shoulders or their back.
Okay.
So when you're choosing a harness, you want to make sure that it's out of the way of all of this so they can move freely, but we still have control of our dog.
Perfect. Lily deserves an award, all the treats right now. She's been so amazing.
She didn't move a muscle. Write that down. That never happens.
I will do that. Better off, I'll put this on Facebook so it's documented forever. And you can go back and reference these tips if you need. People can give you a call as well if they'd like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Find all our stuff on Facebook or on our website. Sign up for classes, all that good stuff.
All right. You can find that information right there on the bottom of your screen.